hormesis. We can use it or not, but it is ours and available to everyone. Hormesis is a natural process which ensures that low-level stressors like shortage of energy or oxygen running low in our cells force the organism to upgrade its systems in order to deal with the difficult situations. As long as the attacks are not too severe, the body learns to push back, and that newly developed strength slows the aging. The saying, "What will not kill me will make me stronger," roughly illustrates this process.
There are certain things that will challenge you, and this will induce certain mechanistic pathways to deal with certain types of stress. So the idea being also that if you don't ever stress the system, then it kind of goes along a certain direction and pretty much just ages, and that hormesis might kick it into another gear and induce all these different mechanisms to fight aging. Think of this as metabolic calisthenics, that you need to do this periodically in order to keep things in a state of accessibility, and if they're never accessible, they will be closed off forever. Anoxia certainly does kick in certain metabolic pathways that will induce reactive oxygen species damage. Exercise also puts us under caloric load, in the sense that we're using up our energy and to release this energy, and that kind of stirs up the metabolic process, which I think is healthy.
In my mind's eye, I can see those trash bags, my mitochondria squirming from hypoxia and energy deficits until they shape up and learn to fight back. Apparently, dear old evolution knew about my future battles and made provision. The best thing about hormesis is it's fully automatic. No need to master this scary-looking biochemistry stuff. Phew! Like Fernando, I don't have to know what I'm actually doing. As a matter of fact, the bull and I share the same process. Scientists refer to hormesis as a highly conserved process, meaning that although this particular mechanism appeared first in primitive animals like worms, it has not been discarded through the following stages of evolution. It is still robust and functioning in humans. That's how valuable it is. I like it this way. With the well-tested autopilot running the show, I don't have to worry if a human operator of my fountain of youth actually understands this business. Now, I can nod off like a less-than-sober carriage driver, knowing that my body will find its way home. There's one problem, though. Stressors, like cellular hypoxia or energy shortage, mean pain, shortness of breath, hunger, and other symptoms that people find rather unpleasant. The idea of suffering in order to get a few more years of life, it's not very popular. Caloric restrictions extends animal life. We've known it for decades. Yet, candidates for the starvation treatment do not line up in front of longevity clinics. One could get an opposite impression. I am not an enthusiast for going hungry either, but I will try to put my mitochondria through a boot camp of vigorous exercise. I'm determined to stay in the fast lane, at least for a while. My body will taste the lactic acid building up in my muscles. It will suffer oxygen levels dropping in my cells, and I'll give it the nightmares of the ATP falling below the red line. Like a drill sergeant, I will make it suffer until the responsible organs take my message seriously. I want those half-rotten, leaky mitochondria replaced and make those sticky chemical gears polished and greased. On the double. But if it is not working well as I hope, Well, I'm not above a bit of subterfuge. Tissues talk, can't keep their mouths shut. Macro organ or subcellular level, their signaling goes on all the time. They talk, backtalk, crosstalk incessantly, spilling information in eloquent biochemical cascades. All parameters playing a part in my aging process are subjects of this grapevine. If only I could understand what they were scheming. And here comes the good part. Actually, we can listen in on those conversations. And we understand quite a bit. The Enigma code has been broken. Our understanding of the language of biochemistry has developed to the point where we can spy on the body, and the information we glimpse is good enough to guide our anti-aging war effort. Almost. As we're getting the hang of it, we can try to slip a word or two into the cell's conversation, but we have to be very, very subtle. Sirtuins, mTOR, resveratrol, and other exotic-sounding compounds, known as signaling molecules, can be delicately dropped into the body's banter to nudge the biochemical talk into the direction we hope for. But I must stress, we have to be very careful. Our accent in this cellular lingo is still terrible, and it appears that a lot of important expressions still zip right over our heads, as much beyond our understanding as whale songs. One word too much, or put in the wrong tense, and poof, the spy game may be over. And it definitely is not a do-it-yourself project.
All these substances have side effects. There's no easy fix. Well, so rapamycin, yes, it's probably the most powerful thing you can do, and we find recently that you can reverse heart damage, age-related heart damage. But there's side effects. It messes up our immune system. So there's always going to be side effects. We just don't know enough about metabolism to be able to just add a chemical and have it beneficial without any poor side effects.
Even as real scientists warn, too early for human use, pill-happy salesmen throw around the scientific-sounding terms and shameless promises: painless weight loss, twice-a-day sex, body of Hercules. An easy sell. Who wouldn't like to shed a dozen years by simply taking a pill? I wouldn't, because I remember that spectacular poof. I'd rather not fill G.H. Transgenic's mouse's shoes. And I don't trust claims promising to make me younger by taking a simple hormone.
I mean, as far as hormones and drugs, I haven't really seen any that are very beneficial.
There's nothing simple about the subject of aging, perhaps with the exception of choosing one's mom and pop carefully, and this option is not available to me. So, what can I do right now to keep me off the old men's list without risking my life in the process? My priority is to keep my brain fit and sharp. Memory loss, indecisiveness, and plain grouchiness, these need to be staved off. The Kailua Beach ladies made it clear. Right mental attitude goes a long way. And something has to be done about depression. I definitely want to keep clear of that old folks curse. To ensure that, one needs a well-functioning brain. Aging brains shrink and their cognitive powers weaken. This is how things are, unfortunately, at least for now. The very old folks, having escaped heart attacks, tumors, and other killers, they often succumb to terminal dementia. But we do have a say how fast it happens. We can influence the speed of our intellectual decline. even if some opportunities to protect our brains have been long lost. Had we chosen for our daddy this ancient gentleman reading Plato's Republic in the park, our genetic makeup could be better. Alas, too late for that. And this elderly lady, who is intimidating the store clerk with her mental arithmetic, she can't be picked for our mom either. The head injuries suffered when we were the almost famous footballers, well, too late to worry about those. But it's all water under the bridge. Here and now, there are still things we can do. Ginkgo, acorn, berries, sage. Who knows how much these nutrition supplements help, if they help at all.
Well, the great thing about resveratrol is that it seems to work. The bad thing about resveratrol is that it requires such high concentrations that that may be toxic by itself. If we have to drink the equivalent of 1,000 gallons of red wine to get enough resveratrol.
Claims are many, but proofs of benefit are minimal. The best thing about the food supplement is you just put a few dollars on the counter and you swallow a pill. That's it. Nothing more strenuous to do while you feel good about taking a positive action. On the other hand, what has been documented to work will exhaust you. Pumping iron, running, biking, or swimming, if it makes your muscles sore and you have to pant for breath, it's good for your brain. Who would think those unintellectual activities could help the brain? But it's a scientific fact. Gains from exercise can be measured on the brain's magnetic resonance images, clear for everyone to see. The older folks who commit to regular exercise not only preserve their brain's volume, but they can even grow it, especially the hippocampus, the part associated with memory. It's not clear how much exercise we need to obtain optimal benefit. Older folks used to be sent for a stroll in the park, but that is clearly not enough. Still better than staying in the armchair, but for a clear effect, one needs a real heart-pounding effort, almost every day. Evidently, keeping one's mind busy helps to preserve its power, too. Challenged with intellectual activities, the brain's white matter hums happily, and benefits of such mental workouts can be objectively documented. Are you bilingual? Oh, that's an extra 4 years standing between you and dementia. Hooray! Not bilingual? Well, how about hitting the books now? It'll help. It looks that a decent jog or a hard bike ride for a chess club meeting would be a good solution for one's brain's maintenance, if done frequently enough. And once you're there, well, you could have your green tea and ginkgo pill. Why not? There is an extra benefit to these measures. They prevent the deadly illness called boredom. An aging mind desperately needs one more thing. We intensely social creatures can't stand loneliness. Hermits stay clear of a group, but theirs is a rare breed, and in fact, we don't know how mentally fit they are. We need a herd. What kind of Homo sapiens we hang out with is a very personal choice. This particular bull prefers a small community made up of mostly women, males mixed in judiciously for the benefit of spirited competition, trampling and jostling, activities important in the quest to maintain masculinity. But I would never argue with other people's choices. Pick your own herd.